Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode on Radiology. Today we're going to be exploring a different type of fracture. So let's get on to it. Hello everybody, welcome back to Just like always, we're going to have a review page. If you want to pause here and take a little bit of time to review, go ahead. Or you can also backtrack some of my previous videos where I've gone through a deeper explanation. But feel free to skip this part if you don't need it. Now on to the actual info today. So I want to give you guys a few seconds to kind of just analyze the picture, understand what's happening, and kind of come up with what exactly you think has happened. Like, what do these bones kind of tell you? So I'll give you guys a quick second. All right. So if you want more time, go ahead and pause now. But this is called a commuted fracture. And these types of fractures happen in specific areas where there's usually a lot of bones. And this could include, but it's not always limited to, things like the joints, the wrists, the shoulders. It happens the neck. It's just in places where there's a lot of very brittle, or a lot of bones confined in one place. And what a commuted fracture is basically there's a bunch of bones and they're kind of displaced all over the area and kind of going all over the place because one fracture has led to them getting displaced, or somehow they've all been altercated and dislocated. Something really bad has essentially happened for this to occur. I'll go ahead and show you guys another example, and then I'll go ahead and cover how essentially gets like treated and how it gets like diagnosed in a way. This is another image. Over here is a comminuted fracture. It's not as bad as the previous one, but it's still pretty bad, especially since it's on the wrist. Over here we can see a bunch of the bones kind of being all over the place, and they're essentially a little bit disjointed. It might be a little bit hard to tell based on the angle over here, but relative to the skin, we can kind of see that they're pointing more towards one direction. Now, really the only way to kind of resolve comminuted fractures is through surgery, and it kind of takes place to kind of like repair and realign these bones and structures. And this takes place through using stents, rods, screws to kind of align and help the bones kind of grow by aligning them. Because if you let them just like dissipate without actually treating it, it's going to get a lot worse. And they're kind of going to grow haphazardly and result in even worse conditions. Now, quick distinction, comminuted fractures are a little bit different than compound fractures because compound fractures deal with multiple bones and they're typically found in larger bones. So think comminuted as like these smaller fragmented pieces that kind of get dislocated, versus a compound is going to be like larger bones that kind of have a fracture in between or misalignment, something like that. And we'll cover that in another video. But that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.